Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Lewis here for a new video. I'm currently sat in the house right now, and I just thought I'd say before I start this video that recently I've been finding it quite hard to film videos because one, it's been really dark, two, it's been really cold, and three, I've been working a full-time job now, so I can't exactly find time after work to film a video because of the aforementioned reasons, and also on the weekends I have been quite busy at the moment, so I haven't gone anywhere and the videos are not going to go anywhere. But at the moment where it's so dark and there's not a lot to do and I haven't really done a lot, there's not really much point in me filming stuff that you guys are probably not going to watch anyway. So yeah, in today's video I just thought I would basically go over a list of things that I've compiled on my Fiesta ST Owners Club forum post in terms of the plans for the ST, because I know you guys love a nice ST plan video. But no, we're going to speak about basically everything that I've done so far, the money that I've spent on it, because I've listed things out, and like the idea behind the ST, what am I doing with it, where am I going with it, what's next, you know, what mods do I want to do next, what do I want to do with the ST, because at the moment it's not anywhere near being done, it's nowhere near where I want it to be, so this is where the really expensive mods start coming in. So at the moment I'm just trying to, you know, pace myself, because I've also got the Project Mark 5 out in the carport as well that I want to, you know, rebuild the engine on basically. So in this video I just thought, yeah, let's go over the forum post now. Before I do that, I would like to first of all apologise in advance if the audio quality isn't very good. I'm going to be recording the audio with my webcam and I'm going to be using the screen share thing at the bottom right hand of the corner or wherever I decide to put it, basically just talking over and commentating and speaking about these things. So yeah, I do apologise in advance for that, but without wasting any more time, I'm going to meet you guys on the webcam and on the PC, so I will see you in just 1 second. Alright guys, so you've joined me on the PC now. Like I say, the webcam quality is not very good. Hopefully the microphone quality is decent, but I've tried to set this up as well as I can. So this, as you guys can see, is the forum post which I've actually been building on since July now, and basically just like adding and taking off bits that I've done and that I want to do to give everyone a better idea, and for me as well to keep track of everything that I've done to the car. So basically just an introductory post, but then I go on and, you know, speak about what I want to do with the car. So I've owned the car since March 2017 and already have a pretty big list of modifications. A lot of these modifications were done in the wrong order by yours truly, basically just meaning that I was quite naive at the start and I just went all out power because I didn't really know a lot about like cars then. I just wanted to, you know, have power, and I think it's really the same with everyone, but then I started to realise that power isn't everything, so I wanted to start, you know, upgrading the brakes and upgrading the suspension and stuff. So that's basically what I said. The goal of the car is to make it into something unique, to create something which I can enjoy track days in, but also drive daily, keeping it as reliable, safe and clean as possible. So obviously not exactly the state that it's in at the moment. It's safe and it's reliable, but there's some things that really need to be cleaned up, such as, you know, the arches. They need to be painted a different colour, like the colour of the actual car. They're still on the gel coat that they were supplied in. I need to get a new bumper, but we'll go into that further on the list. I'm not going to speak on all day, but yeah, then I sort of come down and I speak about the mods that I've done so far. So as you guys can see, I've put it into different categories. So these are all of the current modifications that I have, and I need to update that date because that date isn't right anymore. Engine and bay, obviously we've got the V1 hybrid turbo. These are all bits that I do have, so you guys are probably quite familiar with them already. We've got the full intake system there, Funk Motorsport cone filter, AirTech mouth housing, basically just a whole intake system. A lot of AirTech stuff, and you know, AirTech are really good. I highly rate all of their products. I've never had a problem with any of their products, so big up AirTech, because yeah, really good company. They make some really fantastic products at a really great price. Obviously the AirTech Turbo Smart blow off valve, blah de blah, engine mount, Cobra decat, basically all the power mods. And one thing that you guys may not know is that I am running a uprated mount tune clutch and flywheel. But yeah, so far the total money that I've spent on the engine and the power alone is that 3,447. So yeah, make of that what you want. It's kind of, yeah, you know, just one of those things really. And then it goes down to the handling bits that I've done for handling, like the 15-inch wheels, tyres, spacers, the wheel nuts, which I want to swap out for some nice different steel ones, because I don't really like the neochrome anymore. It's a bit Jap, isn't it? Really, it's not really a Ford thing. But I just want to go for some nice like black ones or some silver ones or McGuard or something, some decent ones. Lowering springs, which you guys will see in a minute, I want to change next year. Project new rear pads, which I got really cheap from Henley Performance. They done me a really good deal. EBC yellow stuff front pads, which I forgot to tell you guys, but the other day I swapped my discs and pads, so I got some brand new Padgett discs and I got some EBC yellow stuff pads, and I need to bed them in for, I think it's like 300 to 400 miles. So at the moment I'm driving really carefully, which is a little bit boring, but you can't exactly put your foot down in this weather anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's probably the perfect time to do it, to be honest. Braided brake lines and just basically stuff that you guys are already aware of. Total £862 I've spent so far on the handling modifications. So coming around to the exterior, obviously the OEM grille with the lower recess delete, which you guys saw before, where me and Dave sanded back the front grille and basically freed up some more holes for the air to go to the intercooler. So that was a nice cool little mod that took about a week, because, you know, we really took our time with it, and, you know, Dave really took his time with helping me out and sanding it all back, and we got it perfect. So it was definitely worth putting that extra time aside rather than just getting a grinder and grinding it and risking ruining it. So yeah, obviously the spoiler profiles, which you guys already know, the spoiler and all that good stuff. Wiper delete, which came along with the spoiler because I couldn't run a wiper with the spoiler that I've got on the car, so I had to take that off. DIY gloss black rear honeycomb, which me and Jeff sprayed. I don't know if I featured that in a video, but yeah, we did spray that. We done a DIY job on it and it came out quite nice. Maxton rear diffuser, blah de blah, wide arch kit, you guys already know. Total that I've spent £885 so far on the exterior. Come around to the interior, which is surprisingly quite a lot of money, because, you know, it is just literally interior parts. But yeah, the interior to me means the most. Being in a safe, nice to be interior is definitely key. So the modifications that I've done in there, which you guys are again pretty much aware of, is the big modifications anyway, is the CAE shifter, the Ford Racing Puma prototype seats, harnesses, AirTech half cage, boost gauge, and other little bits from DC 3D Designs. Big up to my boy who makes some awesome 3D printed bits over there. Go and check him out. I will leave a link down below in the description, and I was not sponsored to say that. Just go and check him out because he's a good guy, and he'll sort you out. So total mods so far, and obviously the interior I've spent 2.3 grand pretty much on. Total mods so far £7,492 give or take. So yeah, I don't know, I'm not even going to sweat it. It's a lot of money, but every single mod on that list means something to me, and does something in one way or another for me. So moving on to future modifications, which is what this video is mainly about, so I can go over a few of these little bits and bobs with you guys, and at the end I'm going to speak about what direction we're going in with the car, because a lot of people are like, is it a track car, you know, is it a road car, what's going on, is it a show car? So yeah, speaking about the future modifications, just a few bits that I really do want to get, and it's not all going to be this year. Some of it might be the year after, depending on how much money I can get together. But obviously pro ancillary hoses, so all of the ancillaries like the coolant hoses and all that good stuff, I want to upgrade all of those, make them nice, colourful hoses pretty much. AirTech oil catch can, which is a new catch can that AirTech have brought out that actually has a dipstick in it, which is really cool. And as you guys know, I really like AirTech, I like their products, so that's another AirTech product for the vehicle there. AirTech oil cooler, which is something that I really want to get, because, you know, turbo, oil, it's always good to keep your oil cool, or as cool as possible really. Cooler oil, you know, healthier turbo, healthier engine, and it's a must for track days basically. So yeah, an oil cooler, I've done my research, definitely something that's worth getting on a turbocharged car if you're looking to do any track days, which I am looking to do next year, so definitely a must on the list there. Coming over to stuff that I don't really need, but stuff that I would really like to get eventually. ST280 final drive, so it's got a shorter final drive, which means that I can accelerate quicker, go through the gears quicker. The only downside is lower top speed, but you're never really going to see speeds in an ST anyways of 140 plus anywhere. Unless you're really being a douchebag on the motorway, you wouldn't really see that, not even on a track. So I'm not really too fussed about top speed in this car. It's all about acceleration, stability, safety, and basically that's pretty much it. Quaife limited slip differential, £812, quite an expensive one, but something that I do really want to get because it will offer, again, more stability through the corners, a lot better handling. It will help me put the power down a lot more, and it will just make the car all round nicer to drive pretty much. Aircon delete, which is something that I want to do because the aircon system in my car is broke anyway. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but when we were fitting the intercooler, we accidentally drilled through the condenser, which blew up the condenser, and yeah, that didn't go very well at all. So yeah, I'm just going to delete the aircon because I don't have any need for it. I never use it. I never really have used it. When I did have it, I barely used it. So just freeing up a little bit of power and a little bit of stress off the engine there. Another exhaust system, as this one now scrapes with the 15-inch alloys, basically just explains itself. You guys are probably going to be thinking, what are you talking about? You've had literally every exhaust system under the sun. I know, but there is genuinely a reason for me wanting to get rid of this exhaust system now. It is literally because it scrapes on everything. It is so low, and it's just, I'd much rather have an exhaust that comes out of the back of the car that sits in the exhaust tunnel. Not something that I thought about when I got the side exit exhaust, but now it's something that I'm starting to really regret. So yeah, I need to get a rear exit exhaust, and I also need to get a muffler added to it as well, because like I say, I want to be doing track days, so I need the car to be as quiet as possible to make sure that I pass decibel limits on most tracks. Thruxton being the most important, because Thruxton has the lowest decibel limit in the UK as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I really do need to get a quieter exhaust really. And yeah, I'm just, it is what it is at the end of the day. There's not much I can do about it. I know a lot of people like the side exit exhaust, and I do personally really like it, but it's just not feasible anymore. I can't physically drive with it on, so that's something that needs to come off the car. LED Performance 5111 intake. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Ross Laird over at LED Performance now makes some really cool, unique intakes, crossover pipes, which basically, rather than routing around and over the manifold of the car, they cross over the middle of the engine. So I'll put a picture up for you guys right now, and you can see exactly what I'm about. But basically what this does is limits heat soak. So rather than the crossover pipe heating up from the manifold, it basically clears the root of the manifold, so you get a lot colder charge for a lot longer. Probably not something that you really realise unless you're pushing it really hard on the track, but definitely something that I want to do because I want to make the car as good as it can possibly be, and this is one of those mods that's definitely going to help me get there in terms of keeping that power. As you guys know, the hybrid turbos, they got hot anyway, so they need every little bit of help that they can possibly get to keep them nice and cool. So coming over to the handling bits that I really want to do, Powerflex rear upper spring isolators, and the reason being is because the Powerflex rear upper spring isolators do not deteriorate like the standard ones. The standard bushes on the rear upper just deteriorate and crumble and turn to crap, and they cause squeaks and all sorts. Not something that you really want to be dealing with, so replacing it with some nice rear upper spring isolators is going to be really nice. Along with that, some nice Powerflex right hand and left hand engine mounts. So you've got the engine and gearbox mount, which by the way is not the lower torque mount, that's completely separate. These are literally the engine mounts which mount the engine to the chassis of the car. So I want to upgrade those for some slightly stiffer ones, keep the engine nice and straight, nice and flat while accelerating. It's pretty self-explanatory stuff, and definitely something that I really want to be doing is just stiffening things up a little bit more, but not so much that it becomes something that's really not very pleasant to drive. I just want to upgrade the bushes that are currently there for some slightly better ones that will last a lot longer. Will have much less chance of snapping. They're less prone to snapping, so it's just nice to upgrade little bits and bobs like that. Next up, Bilstein B14 coilovers. I've done my research and I have found that these coilovers are the most appealing to me. Not only do I really like the colourway of the Bilsteins, I know a lot of people that run them and they speak very highly of them. There's a lot of arguments, you know, Bilstein, KW, you know, BC Racing, Gaz, Tyne, what do you go with? Personally, I'm going to go with the Bilsteins because I see them, you know, they look nice, whatever, they'll work, they'll do their job, they'll be a lot nicer, they'll be adjustable, and yeah, the Bilstein B14 coilovers, really want to get a pair of those next year, so I can really play around with the geometry of the car and hopefully make it handle a lot better than it already does. Summit top strut brace, self-explanatory, stiffening up the chassis a little bit more, stiffening up the front end of the car, so you know, much flatter cornering there. Something that I'm probably not going to be prioritising at the moment, but something that I will be getting in the future. So it may be one of those things that I'm maybe not even going to get next year, but I'll get later on. Not necessarily something that I really need. Coming around to the exterior, functional roof scoop. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that anymore. I'm going to leave it on the list anyway, just because functional roof scoop, when it comes to track days and stuff, I don't have aircon, so having a functional roof scoop would be a lot nicer, in terms of, you know, not allowing, basically stopping drag from opening the windows to get cold air in, and stopping myself from passing out as well. So a functional roof scoop is probably, maybe going to happen. I don't really know yet, but I know CM Composites do them, and they do the full kit with the actual vents, which is something that I really want to get. Probably in the future, if it does come round to me really starting to get serious in track days, if I go and I really want to, you know, you guys get the idea. So functional roof scoop is a possibility. Zunsport front upper grille just looks a lot better, bit more protection for the intercooler. £550 intercooler, don't really, oh god, what was that? £550 intercooler, you don't really want to be getting a stone going through it and ruining it, so Zunsport grille would offer that added protection there. Delta styling front bumper, something that I'm going to be getting actually really quite soon. Front bumper on my car looks absolutely disgusting now, so it's time to get a new front bumper. Not only is it Delta styling, which are my boys, but Delta styling front bumper, if you guys haven't seen, actually comes with a lot of cold air feeds and intakes and a lot of cool useful stuff on the front end of it. So I'll leave a link down below, you guys can go and check it out. I'm not going to spend all evening speaking about it, but I'd highly recommend going and check it out if you like your track days. Yeah, really cool front bumper there. Custom headlights by Matco, so I'm going to get my headlights split and painted. Nothing too special there, but yeah, they're going to look dope, you guys will see. False floor carpeting just to clean up the rear of the car basically. As you guys see, when I put the cage in, I took the boot mat out. No, not the boot mat, sorry. When I took the rear seats out, there leaves a bit of body there, so you can see this white bit, and it doesn't look very appealing. So just some nice false floor, just to tidy things up a little bit. That'll be really nice. Little Devil Gauge's A-pillar vent pods. I think they might be discontinued. I looked for them earlier and I couldn't find them on their site anymore. Hopefully they're not discontinued. We're going to have to wait and find out. Durite oil pressure, oil temperature and water temperature gauges, just to keep track of, you know, all of the pressures and temperatures, make sure everything's running right basically. Powder coating the roll cage white, which is something that I really want to do. I'm not really a fan of the blue anymore. I don't know, it's just not my thing anymore. I want to get it really powder coated in white for sure. Flock dashboard potentially, an Embo billet short hub, which will be for the steering wheel, and a code steering wheel, because the standard steering wheel is, I put it back in and it's nice, but I do prefer the feel of a smaller steering wheel. The only reason why I got rid of the Turn 1 steering wheel is because of the fact that it was suede and I didn't like the feel of it. So I don't know why I got rid of it. I probably shouldn't have, but yeah, code steering wheel, I'm looking at getting one of those. And then I go around and talk about, you know, all of the maintenance that I'm going to be doing to the car. You guys can read up on this if you'd like. I'm not going to speak about all of this, but I basically just mention, you know, the products that I'm going to be using for maintenance, like oil change every 4,000 miles to keep the turbo and engine in good health. Use Formula Ford F5W30 upon every oil change, as well as genuine oil filter and replacement of the sump plug. Gearbox oil will be changed every 10,000 miles or every 2 track days. Oil used will be Royal Purple 75W90 for its protective properties. And I basically just go through and speak about all the bits that I'm going to be doing to make sure the car is maintained to its best that it possibly can be. But I think that's pretty much it for this video, guys. It's a really long video. I do apologise if I bored you. I just thought it was something that I would talk about because there's not a lot of content that I can really do at the moment. With the weather being as it is, it's raining most days, it's cold, it's really dark really early. I can't really do content at the moment, and on the weekends I am, you know, rather busy at the moment. Just spending time with the girlfriend and spending time with friends. So I do apologise for that, but don't you worry, I'm not going anywhere. There'll be plenty of content coming next year, and I will be making a video just before Christmas and just before New Year. But in case I don't see you guys until then, hope you have a lovely Christmas and a Happy New Year, and you guys stay frosty as it is very cold at the moment, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.